Hi everyone, my name is Brian Goroff, and I'm going into my third year at Ohio State. I'm currently majoring in electrical and computer engineering, and I'm a member of the Ohio State Super Mileage team. This is a motorsports team, which kind of works to make sure that we can get the most miles per gallon possible. And it's a very unique and interesting experience, and one that I'm very happy to be a part of. When I'm not working at Ohio State, I work at home, and I also consistently take online courses. In addition to my About Me page that you see in front of you, I also have a home page which kind of talks about some of the tips and takeaways that I've gotten from this course, as well as an information page that talks about a personal topic that I enjoy, which is alternative energy sources for autonomous vehicles. And I'm going to start with that page. Now, for those of you that don't know, alternative energy, especially in companies that are like Tesla and GM that are kind of focused on this, is becoming more and more prevalent due to the kind of prevalence of now autonomous vehicles. And the reason for that is because as autonomous vehicles get more and more popular, people are going to be able to drive further distances and for longer, thus consuming more fuel. And so we need to find energy sources that can kind of counteract that increased amount of distance and fuel usage. On this page, I have 5 sources that kind of relate to this topic that I found interesting. The first one here is the Tokyo Auto Show. It's a 2.5-minute video, and it kind of talks about some of the new cars that are being designed with this goal in mind. Below that, it's kind of talking about battery-powered vehicles. This article I found very interesting. It's from somebody who's actually currently in the industry working on autonomous vehicles, and I just found it to be a very interesting read. The one below it is an article about Lyft. As you know, companies like Lyft and Uber are constantly driving people around, and Lyft's trying to make their cars fully autonomous and have most of them running on alternative energy. They're actually partnering up with General Motors to get some Chevy Volts out there, which I think is going to be very interesting to see self-driving kind of rent-a-car companies start to kind of pop up now. Below that is a book by an entrepreneur from Silicon Valley named Tony Siva, and he kind of talks about the programming side of things and how the inventions from Silicon Valley are going to be impacting these cars. I personally found that very interesting because I'm also a programmer and that kind of thing. Finally, there's an article from Time that talks about the kind of what I spoke about in the beginning, how autonomous vehicles are going to be using up more energy and how we can use alternative fuel sources to kind of offset that. I found that to be an interesting read. I hope you guys might want to take a look at that also. Now moving on to my homepage. My first kind of post that I made was talking about one of the best lessons I learned from this course, which was choosing an environment to help me study. And there was kind of a list that I came up with that helped me out, and I hope it helps you guys. That was coming up with a list of places that you might think work out, and of course that's going to be different for everybody. You just have to try it out for yourself, which is the next part on the list here. And then finally, after you try it out, making adjustments. Sometimes what you may think you need is not what you actually need, and trying it out to make sure that what you chose works best for you is the most important thing to do. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about Trello. Trello, I actually used before this course, but I find it to be extremely useful, and that's why I wanted to share it. Down here is going to be an example page that I made, and the cool thing about Trello is it's kind of a calendar, but it's also a bit of an organizational task list where you can focus on tasks that you need to do, tasks that you're currently working on, and tasks that you've completed. And I found this to be a great motivational tool because when you see that done list get much bigger than the other two, you feel like you've really accomplished something. And finally, I want to end this with my 3 takeaways from this course. My first one was kind of how to stay motivated. I used to procrastinate a lot, and I just really wasn't motivated at all. But once we talked about the SMART tool, I really kind of found a way to put into words what I needed to accomplish, and this module really helped me out. Also, working in a group, I've never really had good luck working in a group, but the group assignment that we did in this course kind of showed me how to effectively work with a team. And then finally, using sources to enhance writing. I used to just pick the first source that came to mind, but now this course showed me how to pick and choose the ones that are going to work best for me. Thank you guys for listening.